Hi, today we're going to talk about a move I call the rainbow press. I have no idea what its real name is, but it makes a rainbow, so that's why I call it the rainbow press. All right, you can do this move standing, seated, kneeling, or half kneeling. Easiest is standing, hardest is going to be half kneeling. Just takes away some of your support from your core. All right, so to start with a standing variation, we're going to have the dumbbells in an open grip facing forward. You're going to create tension in your body, pulling the shoulders back and down, which lifts the chest up. Pulling the hips underneath the rib cage, depending on where they sit, behind or in front. Quads, we're going to screw our feet into the floor. And core, we're going to brace as if we're ready to get tickled or get a punch in the gut. From here, I'm going to take a big inhale. Hold the breath as I push up. Exhale as I come down. Now, I want you to watch from the side here. Most of the time when we raise our arms over our body, the back wants to arch. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the pelvis tilted towards the rib cage and tension in the core that whole time. If you can't control the core at the top, your weights are too heavy, okay? Another variation you can do, if you can do all three of the variations, standing, kneeling, half kneeling, with your current weight, you can go heavier. You can switch the motion a little bit to do what I call a single, single, double. So for this, shoulders, hips, quads, core, come up. We count this for one. Notice I'm doing controlled movements, not just dropping it like it's hot. And that's one. It's hard. Okay, let's talk about some of the things that can go wrong. First, we want to make sure the chest is lifted. We want to make sure the shoulders are stabilized. And to do that, we want to pull them back and down. Alternatively, you can just think about this from lifting your chest. If I stick my chest out as far as I can, my shoulders go back and down. Now, when I do that, my back arches. So after my shoulders are in the right place, I'm going to pull my pelvis underneath my rib cage. So the rib cage and the pelvis should sit like this. Most of us in our natural posture, actually the pelvis is behind the rib cage or in front. We either have a posture like this or like this. Those are exaggerations. So whenever you do something overhead, this is at risk of rocking, of unwanted rotation, of arching. So you want to make sure you feel that tension there. If you come up and you can't control your body from going like that, the weights are too heavy, or the method you're using is the wrong one. Like if that happens when you're kneeling, try standing before you lower the weights to see if you have better control. Other things that can happen is when you start to get tired, the shoulders can lift things like this as opposed to like this. So for a closer view, if my chest is nice and big and my shoulders are pulled back and down, you'll see my neck separate from my shoulders at the top. Versus this. You see now everything's together. So at this point the shoulders are tired, and so they're compensating with the upper traps. So we want to try and keep the movement where you have a clear head.